want it to look like. That's what we want it to look like. That's what they want it to look like. And in the second half, I thought, credit to Dallas, I thought they dictated the tempo of the game. Luka and Kyrie are very, very good about doing that. But when we get the ball, they don't get to dictate the tempo that we play with. And I felt like we were just a little bit slow getting down the court. Like you could just see it in our body language a little bit, us moving down the floor. And that's going to take, a lot of effort and attention from our staff and from our team. Again, we've got a lot of young players playing more minutes than they're used to. And 48 minutes is a long time. And I think that we're not in a situation where we can rely on anybody else. Like, we have to find it within ourselves in those moments. Like, we don't have one person that we just throw the ball to and go, okay, I'm going to go over here and rest for a minute while you do your thing. We need all 5 players participating and doing their jobs on every possession for us to create good shots.
You talked pregame about Taylor's growth defensively, specifically against Luka. How do you think he did tonight?
I think he did okay. He had some really good moments. And his length showed up. Obviously, Luka didn't shoot the ball great from 3. 10 for 24 from the floor is a pretty valiant effort on Luka for sure. But I think there were some possessions where Taylor got opened up a little bit. So we talked about pregame. Like, you have to be perfect when you guard Luka with your foot positioning. We let him get back to his right hand a few times and get into his body. Went for a couple of shot fakes, which that takes time and repetition. Luka's one of the best players in the league, and so I get it. Like, you react when he looks like he's going to shoot, especially when we're preaching contesting and playing hard and all those things. But I think all in all, Taylor did a pretty good job. It's not as good as we want it to be. It's not as good as he wants it to be. But I think that Taylor is where he should be right now in terms of the arc of his development. He's gotten a lot of really valuable minutes against good players, and tonight was another night where he got a lot of opportunity to guard a really special player.
The data shows that the refs are calling kind of fewer shooting fouls over the last few weeks, few months of the season than they were at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had a conversation with the team about kind of what to expect from the referees? I thought it was a little bit different than I thought tonight was a good example of that.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried to preach from the very beginning of the season that, don't expect anything. Don't ask for anything. I'll handle the refs. I want them to try to keep level heads and play. The physicality of the game, if it's changed, if the whistle has changed, all we ask for is consistency on both ends of the floor. I didn't feel like tonight it was inconsistent in terms of, like, we weren't getting something Dallas was getting.